Welcome, listeners, to another edition of Podcast 17. This is episode 182. I am William, your host, and Podcast 17 is your weekly dose of all things Valve and Half-Life community news. With me today is John.
Hey, guys. You can see me now. It's almost
Yeah.
as terrifying as hearing my voice.
This is John's first video episode. So
Yes, it's very distracting.
in the pre in the pre-show, we were looking at your hats
My hats, my Star
And
Wars,
Star Wars
and
toys.
your Star Wars toys. So
Though keeping in with my fake no one cares literary interest, what I'll show now, because you're kind of doing the tours, is I have a first edition Ernest Hemingway here.
Oh, that's cool. No, ooh.
is it in like a plastic cover? Is that
Yeah,
why
it
it's
is
so
in a
shiny?
plastic cover, because the dust.
It's an okay cover. It's an okay plastic cover.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. But anyways.
Very cool. And with us also today is Vic. No video.
Hello.
One
Video soon.
One day you'll get a video.
And I'm gonna show you everything.
Show us Czechoslovakia
Yeah.
out your window.
And also
The beauty
North
of Montenegro this time of year.
Chechnya.
All right.
Mongolia.
I always, whenever I talk to Vic, I always call him the international man of mystery.
Yeah.
That's just what he is.
Yeah, you put it nicely. What was it? Video game journalist of uncertain ancestry.
Who knows more secrets than he should? But
Crafty.
All right. Podcast 17 news. We still have our all points bulletin out. I think we are still looking for another reviewer. If anybody who has subscribed to our YouTube channel will notice that I am no longer the only one posting YouTube videos. In fact, we have a dedicated reviewer now. Our all points bulletin was successful. His name is Ben, and he's really great at doing reviews and video reviews, and he gets them done very efficiently. So I just want to say welcome to the team, Ben. He won't be part of the podcast. His sole purpose is to do reviews. So you'll see him posting some videos on YouTube, and if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, do it, because there's going to be a lot of changes over the next couple of weeks, and you're going to want to be subscribed to our YouTube channel, for sure. I'll say more on that next week or the week after that, but definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel and keep an eye out there. That's where we post all the episodes as well. We post all our reviews there. But like I said, I think Gerardo is still looking for another, like a second reviewer as well, because some games are like co-op, right? So it's always nice to have at least two people as dedicated reviewers. So our all points bulletin is still out. For a reviewer, email Gerardo, Gerardo, at podcast17.com. Basically how it worked with Ben was he had some reviews that he already had posted on YouTube, and he showed us them as examples, and we liked them, and then we gave him like a trial run. We gave him like a couple keys that we had left over, and he did those games as well, so it worked out really, really well. So welcome. What's that?
I have a confession to make.
What's that?
So we've had the APP, the news section, for about 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, so I always thought we were looking for a dedicated reviewer for the actual game APP. only now have I realized it was a literal APP.
You've made this brilliant video montage of the game and dissected its mechanics, and nobody cares.
So our YouTube username is the podcast 17, not podcast 17, the podcast 17.
Did someone else have podcast 17?
Yeah. And they don't use it. Jerks indeed. Okay.
Vagabonds.
Also in podcast 17 news, we got Lambda is doing a contest. I think it's over now, but I do want to call everybody's attention to it. It's called the Keter Level Puzzle Giveaway. And it's called Extreme Giveaway. It has over 200 comments on SteamGifts.com. Or, sorry, just under 200 comments on SteamGifts. Basically, he created this huge ARG using all sorts of really, really crazy things. Like, the questions here on the Steam Gifts contest is just the first step of the ARG, and then you get like forwarded to a bit.ly, and then you get like a phone number, and then you use Podcast 17's website and ModDB. It goes on forever. It's a huge ARG, and you can still do it. Like if you want to challenge yourself, I don't think there's any prizes as of right now though, because it's already somebody else already won. Or 2 people. I think there was 2 games that he gave away. But the reason I bring this up is because there is going to be another one shortly. So keep your eye out on. I guess you can just watch The Last Lambda on his Steam Gifts profile, because I'm sure he's going to be posting the next one there. And it's going to be short. Or it's going to be coming out shortly. So he does these awesome ARGs. I think that's the new way we're going to be giving out the keys that we win, and he loves doing them. So whatever.
Cool
That's
stuff.
pretty cool.
It's a lot of work. I can't believe, like, this ARG he did. Maybe he's going to do a roundup and post it on YouTube, or we'll do a roundup to show how you solve this one, because it's ridiculous. The whole thing is just so ridiculous. Okay, let's move on to From the Mouth of Valve. I guess I'll take it, and then you guys can continue. I'll just quickly get through the first thing, I guess. So the first thing is Left 4 Dead. The mutation this week is versus survival. If you haven't tried it, or if you haven't played it before, it's basically the first survivor team sets the time, and then the second team tries to beat it, and it goes on back and forth. You try to beat each other's time until until somebody can't do it, and then the other. So it's cool. Check it out. But we've already all played it. This is interesting news. Valve and Nexon. We were talking about this last week or the week before. We were talking about Valve's exposure in the Asian countries.
Yeah.
But Valve is partnering with Nexon for Counter-Strike Online 2. It's basically the CS:GO release in Asia, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any?
I'm assuming it might be CSS, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be CS:GO.
Yeah, because we heard.
All they say is Source Engine.
Yeah, we heard last week. I can't remember who was quoted saying it, but they said we have to get more exposure out in the Asian countries, and we're working with third parties like Nexion and all this stuff to
I'm
get
pretty
going.
sure that was something else related to the Dota 2 thing.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that was Dota 2. Yeah, you're right. That was Dota 2.
Yeah, they're looking for a Chinese
Yeah.
partner in that space, and I think Nexon will probably be the right candidate. I mentioned this in an article on this CS Online 2 thing over on Lambda Generation. I had a pretty lengthy thing about that with Nexon and Dota 2.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see how this all pans out. We don't have a lot of Asian viewers and listeners on Podcast 17. Actually, there's not a huge Asian following for Half-Life in the Valve series. So maybe this is.
Well, I am from North Korea.
So.
Ukraine is technically part of Asia, my friend.
But Counter-Strike Online has always been really popular over there. Counter-Strike is popular over there as well, but
yeah, Counter-Strike Online.
But the distribution,
that is pretty big numbers.
But the distribution is different. The way they distribute games is a little bit different over in Asia. So
Chicken blood.
Counter-Strike Online 2 will offer enhanced graphics, more realistic gameplay, and powerful impact sensations.
Yeah,
what
watch
about
out.
interactive menus? Is that on the list of features? How about full audio?
Does it have mouse
fully
controls? No,
mouse controls and fully voiced
pretty
movies?
insane.
32-bit audio.
Whoa!
New and
my
improved
God.
environments, weapons, equipment customization, and more. So.
Customization. Oh god. Hats. No. Asian hats.
I don't like the sound of this.
That basically means hats. You're right.
Yeah, they're gonna wear octopi or something.
All right.
Not in their heads, though.
So as much as I've been avoiding My Little Pony on Podcast 17,
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
we
God.
have to breach the subject now, my friend.
this somehow made its way onto the agenda, and there was an interview with Gabe Newell over on Geek a Week. And
No. Was there?
yeah, it was at Geek a Week,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Was
Geek a Week.
Oh.
Yeah, it was on Geek Week.
And it's your standard Gabe Newell interview. He answers everything pretty much as you would expect it. No real
Mundane.
surprises. Yeah, no real surprises. It's pretty boring.
Until
Until he says that he's a My Little Pony fan, and then everybody goes
God.
ape shit. Everybody's like, oh my god! So I guess
I am not covering this on Land Generation.
I
over
was
my dead body.
So you can hear it. There's the clip there over on Equestrian Daily. What does that mean? Equestrian, is it because they're horses?
well,
it's a fan site for
yeah.
My Little Pony.
Ugh,
Equestrian
okay.
it comes from Roman society, William.
Let's
Don't you
move
know
on.
this?
Let's move on. Okay, take it away, Vic.
Oh, me.
You're
Okay.
next.
Okay, so this is rare, very old Valve advertisement for the Orange Box. It's kind of a teaser, 1 minute and a half long teaser. Now, it's basically just kind of an asteroid is floating around. There's some Half-Life 2 crates in this asteroid, and then it's flying around over this trailer park, and then suddenly it explodes into orange and blue bits, and then it blows up the trailer park, and suddenly there's a video game, and that's the end of the
It's
advertisement.
such a terrible trailer.
Yeah,
I
it's
can
pretty
somehow-
bad. It's pretty awful.
Somehow this has something to do with the Orange Box. I don't see it. You know.
Maybe it's the
It's like-
sniper's house.
The sky is orange.
Yeah, and then the sea is blue.
It's
Yeah,
such
no,
a
what,
terrible ad. It's
Guys,
so bad.
it's the sniper's trailer. That's exactly what it is.
And you know what? Like, when was this trailer? When was Orange Box released again?
2007,
2007.
October.
In
Well,
this,
it wasn't released. It was,
yeah.
this was shelled, yeah.
But
Mhm.
no, I mean, when was Orange Box released? And this is what trailers looked like back then, though. Really?
Yeah.
We're so
I mean,
we're so
I
pampered
love
nowadays.
how the asteroid sort of goes around, but suddenly it's back in front of trailer park, and suddenly it blows up. This makes no sense.
Yeah.
And then it breaks glass, and the only time you actually see the thing this is advertising is behind a sheet of broken glass.
It's bizarre.
It's a really weird trailer.
It's our house, avant-garde. You watch your mouse.
I mean, it looks nice. Like, they put a lot of work into it, obviously, but it's just patently
Yeah,
terrible.
Gray Horsefield actually did this thing.
Yeah, so let's talk about that because it's not on the agenda. I forgot to add it, but I have it open on the stream right now, and I'll add it to the show notes. So why don't you give us the whole background on this, Vic, since you wrote a super lengthy article.
Okay, so I'm gonna post it up in the chat right now.
Yeah, sure.
Some would say
So, at the beginning of the year, Gray Horsefield left Valve. He was a veteran Valve developer. He'd been employed there since about 2006. And then he's the guy who pioneered the cinematic physics system.
Yeah.
He did the Portal 2 intro, the zombie gibbing system in Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh, yeah.
Really fond
This
of.
guy I owe my deepest thanks to because of Left
Yeah,
4 Dead
so,
giving.
Jeez.
No, obviously, like any developer who's just left the company and looking for a job does, he had posted up a show reel showing off some of his past work. So it was mostly just stuff we've already seen, like from episode 2 and Left 4 Dead 1, Left 4 Dead 2, Portal. But there are some really interesting sequences within that show reel. One of them was kind of this 24-second montage of these vistas of space environments and space stuff, which is really impressive, looked really cool, really advanced. I'm guessing it was made on some sort of Source-related thing, because it seems to be made at Valve. I mean, this guy was employed by anyone else other than Valve.
Mm-hmm.
And it bears a pretty distinct resemblance to the concept art we've seen from Peter Koenig. Peter Koenig is one of Valve's concept artists. He's done some really weird space kind of stuff that we saw when the political game went to Valve back in 2011, and that we've also seen on his website again at the beginning of the year. And this all seems to tie back to some leaked code that was found back in the Dota 2 beta client, which basically is stuff labeled SOB, and stuff like Nebula and server ship, NPC ship, stuff like that. So that definitely seems to be SOB in some way. No SOB footage.
Yeah, and you know me, I'm not one to put on a tinfoil hat, but I would almost guarantee that the stuff shown off in Gray Horsefield's show reel here is from SOB or from Valve's Space Simulator or whatever they're trying to do.
Other than that, there's also another really interesting sequence in there. It's a test demo of some swarm dynamics, which Gray was apparently testing out this thing he was doing, which was some sort of I don't know what this is exactly. I've asked some friends who are, more well-versed in this kind of stuff, tentacle stuff, but they don't really know much either. It's kind of like this swarm of weird alien bats, and he's testing it out. He's controlling the way they move by moving his crosshair. This is done in episode 2. And the interesting thing is, this is done in a really strange-looking map, with some really H.R. Geiger-esque influences, but also some really weird architecture. That actually looks a bit like the Combine stuff in the center of the whole thing. And obviously he says that this is all just for that swarm dynamic behavior that he's testing out. He says it's not from any game, but that level itself, it's just I'm thinking that it was originally made for something else, and maybe used for this test, because when it comes to a tech demo, I don't think anyone would want to waste that much time making a level in which you test something out, because you've already wasted enough time actually making the thing you're testing out. And I mean, just look at the lighting, texturing. Normally, if this was just an ordinary test demo map, they'd almost surely use orange maps, orange textures. But this seems to have been done. I mean, it's also got low gravity, if you'll notice. Low gravity properties. The tower in the middle actually boosts you way up. Plus the map's got low gravity, so it almost seems like it was made for some sort of gameplay prototype. Maybe an unreleased game. Some people are saying this is also SOB. I'm also seeing a vague Half-Life connection.
I'm seeing more of a Half-Life connection than anything else, because of the Combine architecture.
The Combine architecture. The bat things also heavily resemble Stuka bats from Half-Life 1, which were these really cut Xenian creatures that were supposed to appear in it. They also vaguely resemble Boids, which were some other Half-Life 1 flying things. But yeah, that's about it. Gray has since made both of these videos completely private. I'm not sure why. Supposedly he kind of overreacted when he found out that people were saying this was episode 3. But I'm not sure. In any case, I've got the two relevant clips re-uploaded on the Landed Generation YouTube account. There's a bunch of other mirrors as well on the net.
Oh yeah, there's mirrors of the whole thing up on the net right now.
Yep.
And originally he just marked them as unlisted, and then he pulled them down completely. Last night he did. So really, it's hard to deny that this is not SOB stuff. I don't know. I can't say whether or not this is from something. The swarm mechanic is from something like episode 3. He said in a YouTube comment before he pulled the videos down that this is not the swarm mechanic was not from any video game. I mean, he could have been just covering up his tracks, but I don't know. We'll see. I've seen more complex test demos, but you're right. Like, the lighting in the swarm area is just way too awesome to be a tech demo.
Yeah.
Like for them just to test out a swarm mechanic.
So I hope we find out exactly what this is, but at the moment we've got no idea. And literally anyone's guess is as good as anyone's, really.
Yeah, sure.
To make matters worse, most of Valve's on vacation right now in Hawaii.
Are they really right now?
Yeah, they're right now in Hawaii having this big vacation, which I'm not sure when they'll get back from.
Yeah, this exploded on the internet the last couple of days. I guess yesterday and the day before that.
Yeah, yesterday. It all came from a Facepunch post, forum post from the Honorable Morphy Black himself, who actually seemed to be doing this to troll people. He made this really flamboyant forum post about how this was obviously episode 3.
Yeah, and then it got on 4chan, and then they just took it way out of hand.
Our road lead to 4chan.
Yeah. Alright, so let's talk about some Valve Time news. The first thing here is the art of Portal 2. We've been talking about this over the past couple of weeks. We know that Dark Horse and Valve right now are teaming up to work on the art of Portal 2. It's a 184-page hardcover book that features concept art, character renderings, and comments from the developer of the game. And it will be released, now we have a release date, October 31st of this year. No price yet, but it'll probably be around $30 or $40. That's how much the sacrifice was, wasn't it?
No, I'd say 25, maybe 30.
Yeah. And I showed it last time. I'll show it again for anybody who didn't see. This is what a Dark Horse hardcover book looks like. It's like this. It's bigger than my head. Yeah,
it's
they're
pretty
huge. They're huge. And then the art is just fantastic for this. I mean, everything is just so awesome. It's a really nice piece of book to have. And if it's going to include like Portal 2 concept art, that's a really good collector's piece. So check it out and keep your eyes open for October 31st. Of course, we'll tell you when it's available here on Podcast 17.
I like the timing, Halloween.
Yeah, that's true. Also, over at ValveTime.net, they're catching up with their global offensive coverage. They got a gameplay blowout showing a whole bunch of stuff, like the hostage rescue, some more gameplay, the arms race gameplay, and then they also have a weekly news roundup here for the 1st of April. So we've covered most of this already on Podcast 17, but if you haven't been following global offensive news or want to see some of the newest editions, such as the arms race in Aztec and some of the stuff in Office, check out these videos by Valve Time.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly, on From the Mouth of Valve, another article from Lambda Generation. What's this one about?
Oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
This is cool. I spent a lot of time on this, I believe. Did I? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't sure what this was exactly. I wrote this, like, I don't know. So, this is kind of an article based on some stuff I actually didn't find this. NX, a Steam forum poster, found this stuff in the CSGO beta files, most notably the SFUI underline English.txt, found in the CSGO /resource folder, which is, English is kind of like the main text file for, data file for, the game's text stuff, captions, subtitles.
Okay.
I don't know what SFUI stands for. I don't think anyone knows. But there's some really interesting
Street
stuff
Fighter.
in here.
Yeah, there we go.
Street Fighter
Good
UI.
Street Fighter.
They're putting Street Fighter in Counter-Strike.
Maybe San Francisco, I don't know. That was something. So this is kind of like stuff labeled upsell. It says it's basically implying that there is going to be some sort of demo trial, free to play for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, time limited, with all features unlocked for possibly an hour or so. When that ends, you get an option to unlock the full game or quit the game.
Yep.
So ordinarily, I would simply assume that this is a code mix-up and that this is simply going to be the Xbox Live Arcade trial, which is something mandatory. Every single developer that does an Xbox Live Arcade title has to make a trial game. But the interesting thing is that some of these code lines are also set up for Windows, Mac, and PS3. So it seems like this is going to be made across all platforms, which is really interesting, especially because it implies that CSGO is going to be a paid game after all.
Yep. And we haven't seen a Valve demo in a long time.
Yeah, since Left 4 Dead 2.
Yeah.
2 games ago.
So we've been really curious, and the reason why this is so important, dear listeners, is because ever since Valve has made Team Fortress 2 free to play, we've been really curious in what their monetization strategy is for the future. And for the future, we mean both for CS:GO, for Dota 2, Episode 3, and all their latest or all their future releases.
Gunman Chronicles 2, Ricochet 2.
They seem to be moving away from the whole pay this much money and you have the game now. So we're in a transition period, and it looks like, I would say from this that Counter-Strike Go will be pay. You'd have to buy it, but there will be a demo that you can play through.
Which is good, but the whole idea of a demo trial is kind of moving them in that direction of entertainment as a service, where you're kind of providing a free service to start with. Kind of like, I don't know, free mints at a restaurant or something. They give you mints and they're like, eat this.
You get the mints after you pay for the food.
It's more like peanuts at a bar, okay?
I don't know what it's like.
It means I did it wrong. Means I did it wrong.
Everything's backwards
in
Russia.
Bad writing, Vic.
Everything's
that
backwards in
explains why
Russia.
people were screaming at me.
In
Got
Russia,
kicked out of all those restaurants.
in Russia, you eat the mints first, right, Vic?
No, in Russia, the mints eat you first. Jeez.
All right.
You gotta brush up on your Yakov Smirnoff.
Let's move into releases and updates. The first thing here is a demo, a full playable demo map of Half-Life 2 Deep Down. I did not play this because you know how I feel about single-player demos. I don't like to ruin released content. But you can check it out. It's by Jim Partridge, and I think the download. Let's see what the download size is. It's about 30 megs. So it's
not much.
It's okay, yeah.
It's okay.
He says it's release a level he's completed already as a playable map. The level is entitled Into the Mines and moves Alex and Gordon from the above-ground section of the mod to the subterranean element of story. So, check it out if you're interested.
Searching for a hibernating advisor, apparently. Which sounds like a pretty interesting plot.
Yeah, it sounds like a really cool mod, definitely.
And the mapping looks really good.
Yeah, the mapping looks great too. So, which is why I'm sort of avoiding it. I'd rather just wait till the mod's released. So.
Yeah.
I mean, if they never release, maybe I'll check it out further down the line. But you can check it out now if you want. Okay, so New Black Mesaville was released over at Planet Phillip. There was only one entry, unfortunately, if you remember. Yeah, if you remember, New Black Mesaville was Philip's latest competition where you had to essentially recreate Black Mesa in the Half-Life 1 engine or create a map that takes away from the Black Mesa architecture. And the only entrant was Soktom. He's a pretty resident Sven co-op mapper. He did a great job though. Me and John just both played this. It's a passive map though, right? You just sort of walk through it. It's a lot like
there is one section where you actually have to quote unquote do something.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll admit it took me several tries to figure out the right way of doing it. I'm not so great, but yeah, it's very passive. You just walk through the thing.
Yep. But other than that, the architecture is so fantastic. I mean, it just goes to show you how awesome the Half-Life 1 engine is still to this day of how people can make really, really, really great maps and mods in Half-Life 1. Yeah, it feels a lot like Anomalous Materials, the second chapter of Half-Life 1. And yeah, it harps on that. I think you did a great job following the contest's rules and
yeah, it went okay.
Yeah.
I guess it's a shame that very low number of entrants.
Yeah.
But I guess setting up the hammer editor for Half-Life 1 can be a problem, especially since it's not actually officially distributed.
No, it's not.
You have to find it on stuff like Biofront and Mega Upload.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I don't know, Media Thing.
I have a pretty good package of all the Half-Life 1 editor and all the tools and everything. Maybe I'll throw that on Podcast 17's FTPs because it is hard to get.
That'd be a good resource for people.
Would that be the Half-Life add-ons disc, I believe?
No, it's just I'll load it up on here on the live stream. It's my.
Oh, so it's a digital pack thing.
Yeah, it comes with hammer. It comes with the Vulcan tools. It comes with.
Because I actually have this disc. I don't remember. I got it. Something bizarre. I don't know. Bizarre. Half-Life add-on disc had all this weird stuff like demos and tool sets. Some really cool stuff. Like there was a lot on it. I thought you meant that.
The thing with Half-Life though is you can't compile with Valve's tools anymore. You have to use either Vulcan's compilation tools, which you have to dig for, or you have to use Zoner's Half-Life tools, which are different compilation tools, and then you use like Nemesis's batch compiler to compile Half-Life 1 maps. It is a pain, and none of that is distributed in one central location. You have to really dig for it all. And then all the tools like Sprite Suite and Half-Life Model Viewer and all sort of like the old Half-Life Model Viewer are all hard to come by as well. So it's not easy making a Half-Life 1 map anymore. The good thing about this map, the Soktom's entry, I don't know if there's a title. Anyway, he's going to continue it in Sven Co-op, which is fantastic. Yeah. Very exciting.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I thought it was a pretty interesting idea of having like a separate Black Mesa in Zen.
Yeah.
There was just a lot of little touches that made it interesting and similar to Half-Life, but also really different at the same time.
It felt really in canon, almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then it didn't at the same time. It was pretty interesting.
Okay, the other release this week was Hazardous Course, and Philip has it listed here as Hazardous...
Another passive nap. Another passive map. Yeah.
He has it listed here as Hazardous Course 2, but I don't think that's the name. I think it's just Hazardous Course. Anyway.
Well, I think it's because, was it Decay or Uplink that had the map Hazardous Course?
Decay. It was Decay.
It was Decay.
Okay.
So I was wondering if they called it Hazardous Course 2 to quote-unquote avoid confusion.
This reminds me of that thing in the Wasteland 2 Kickstarter video where the guy says, "Oh, we made Fallout 1 and 2," and the executive guy says, there was a Fallout 1 and 2?"
Yeah.
So anyway,
that was a pretty funny video.
So anyway, Hazardous Course 2 is a spoof on the original Hazard Course in Half-Life 1, but it's a fantastic mod. Basically, it's like I'd say it's a skill-based mod. But also towards the end, it becomes almost like a theme park. I don't think, John, you got this far, but like towards the end you get to like this huge construction facility, and it's like this huge Rube Goldberg device making different things out of steel. It's like the coolest thing I've ever seen in a Half-Life 1 mod. And
I'll have to go and try to beat it now.
There's like over 20 secrets in this mod that you can find. Overall, it's so fantastic. It's one of my favorite Half-Life 1 mods now. I recorded a Let's Play, which I'll be uploading over the next couple of days because it's 3 hours worth of footage. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it was not what I was expecting it to be.
No.
But it was so fun. It was so fun. No. At the end, essentially what you're doing is you're building a tram. I mean, it's not really spoilers, but essentially what you're doing is you're building the tram so you can do the tram section of the Hazard Course.
Do the tram? Sounds weird.
It's so fun, and there's a lot of funny bits, eh, John? There's parts where I just laughed out loud.
See, I didn't find it as funny.
Really?
Like I saw a lot of comments that said it was funny. I thought it was weird and silly. I didn't laugh at it though. But then I didn't I tripped getting out of the first place, so you can't go by how far I got. And I don't know if the real laughs were saved for later.
Well,
load it up now and have some fun.
It's had a real Half-Quake feel for me as well. Like it's more like trial and error. You're gonna die no matter what happens, and you're gonna die from really stupid reasons, and you're gonna get angry about it. But it's never to the point where it's like really frustrating, and it doesn't deter you from continuous play. It's a fun mod. It's a really fun mod. I really suggest everybody pick this up. And it's such a small download too. And just play through it. There was times where I had to use no clip, only because I was doing a Let's Play, so I didn't want 3 hours of me trying to do jumping. And it gets pretty difficult at times, but there's 2 personal favorites on Planet Phillip. 4 plays it now, there's 2 maybes, and 1 think twice. Philip gave it a play it now. And he has a little...
Those are some good reactions.
Yeah. He's got a disclaimer here saying, it's a really difficult mod. But he says, take your time. Don't rush it and look for all the secrets. The secrets are really the good bits.
How many did you find?
I found like 4. They're hard to find. But the thing is, with the secrets, it's like... it's so funny because the best parts of the maps are in the secrets. Like, they're not just like... You break down a wall and there's a secret there. It's like a whole other section of the game devoted to these secrets, and they're so funny. Really, I really suggest everybody picks up Hazard Course for Half-Life 1. You can grab it from Planet Phillip. It's 35 megs, and it'll keep you busy. And John's playing it right now.
I stopped because it killed me too many times. Maybe I'll go back. I'm such a pansy.
The other
skill games are my things. It's like I talk all this talk, but just let me shoot things. It makes me happy.
The other release this week was Ground Complex. It's got some pretty mediocre reviews on Planet Phillip. Oops, I opened that up.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah, so I didn't give it a shot, but if you're looking to play a Half-Life 2 map, then pick up Ground Complex. We haven't seen a lot of really good Half-Life 2 maps over the past couple of weeks. In fact, we've been seeing a lot of Half-Life 1 mods, which is awesome. Like ever since Cry of Fear came out. It's just all been Half-Life 1.
Yeah, it could be that the Half-Life 1 engine is just easy to test out ideas in, less encumbered than Source.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the Media Blitz. And this week, our Media Blitz is divided up into two sections. We have the normal Media Blitz, and then we have our April Fool's updates. So we're going to do normal Media Blitz right now. And then
I'm first.
Yeah, I was going to make you go first. And then we'll quickly go over the April Fool. So what do you want, Vic? What's your choice?
Underhell, Chapter 1. So this actually confused me because I was pretty sure they've had Chapter 1 for like 1 year.
No, they have Chapter 0.
Yeah, fake.
That's a thing?
The Prelude, yeah, it's Prelude. Underhell Prelude.
Okay. Yeah, so they've got a monthly update on, actually they say it's monthly update number 1. They hope it's the first and last, which is pretty bizarre. They're kind of summing up what's been going on with the mod. 6 months ago, they got in touch with a programmer who shall not be named. I guess he's Voldemort or something. He's got an impressive portfolio. He's gonna get to work on the features they're coming up with. Could be some really cool stuff, I guess. But this guy disappeared. He who shall not be named, but someone else came in. Carlos Charlie Sotelo, another programmer who shall be named.
And who just was.
Yeah, so
I think you might have made a huge mistake, Vic.
We got some cool programming progress. During the first few weeks, they've fixed up the sound code, allowing for more flexible sound and music system. And as far as I can tell, this is actually within the engine. Like, they haven't been forced to use any outside stuff like Fmod or something. They've also gotten dynamic RTT shadows, I guess is real-time texturing. I don't know. They fixed up the projected textures. They've added multiple skins to the citizens. This is all really cool stuff, and it's some stuff that even Valve themselves haven't gone down to. They've also gotten stuff on the enemy models. They've got body groups, which allows for randomizing, the equipment that the enemies have got on, as well as some dismemberment.
And gibbing!
So William's gonna like this. Yeah, gibbing.
Yeah, gibbing!
These guys are actually based off of the Counter-Strike source guys, but I'm hoping this is some sort of placeholder. Either way, they look okay. Though I'm kind of worried, like the guy at the bottom with the face shield. Like he's got a white face, but darker skin tone on his arm. So he's obviously got some problems there. Every limb can be severed apparently. The helmet can be shot off, and the head can be blown off. Blood and ragdolls too. As many know regarding Underhell, it's kind of recreating some features from SMod. So yeah, they've got a very realistic blood and ragdoll system. You can pick up limbs and play around with them if you like that, I guess. They've got some new particle effects and voice acting. Apparently on voice acting they've been doing some pretty impressive progress. 2,500 lines.
They got a lot of voice actors, holy crap.
Yeah, they do.
Pretty impressive voice cast. That includes Philip.
Of course.
And the release, apparently if things keep going well, as they are, they're going to have a stable alpha build of the engine sometime later in April. And from there, it's only going to be a matter of days or weeks until release of Underhell Chapter 1.
Good, I'm really excited for Underhell.
Same here.
I love the first one.
But I haven't played the first one.
You haven't played the first one?
Good.
No, it's good. It's really good. I love it.
I don't know. Apparently there's something about bathtubs and creepy stuff like that. I've already had enough creepy stuff from playing it.
Apparently I just played it completely the wrong way, because I never got into any creepy stuff.
Yeah, me neither. It wasn't scary for me at all.
Well, no, I mean, like I just did all tactical shooty stuff. Was it all in the house?
I think all the creepy stuff was in the house, yeah.
Okay. I hardly spend any time there.
Yeah.
He doesn't like spending time in the house.
I just like shooting things.
Yeah, well, you go back to the house. It's you go back and forth. You go between like the tactical bits, and then you go back to your home. It's really cool.
It's like a day job.
Yeah. Anything from you, John, on Media Blitz?
Let's see. I was playing Hazardous Course.
No, it's okay. I can go.
I was going to talk about that. Apparently, there's something based off of an anime.
Bleach? The Bleach one?
Yeah, the Bleach.
Oh, with the unpronounceable name.
Yeah.
Zanpakuto. Zanpakuto. I used to watch
even
Bleach.
though in the media post they had a broken JPEG, I looked at the images for Long Way Source
Oh,
and one of their videos. This is looking pretty nice.
I know, yeah.
I hadn't heard of this one.
Their images are
they're-
working now. And actually,
I'm looking at it now, and it's not working.
oh,
At least in the source browser.
This looks pretty cool.
this does
Yeah,
look
The
really
Arctic
awesome.
stuff, I really like this. There's one problem. He says combines, and it reminds me of Jeff.
It's the humans to shoot combines.
The humans,
the
man.
humans to shoot combines.
Combines, we are scarred no more.
Yeah.
But this is the
Savor
first.
of humans.
This is the first time we're covering Long Way Source. I think they were originally going to be doing a different engine, but then they decided to move it to Source, so now they're calling it Long Way Source.
How could you do Half-Life outside of Source? That makes no sense.
Well, I don't know. I think
maybe
they
they had canned enemies before.
Yeah,
and,
exactly, yeah,
When
I
they
think-
moved to Source, they had to make it the combine.
Full
Because
life
that does not look like
consequences. What has still been done.
that does not look like combine architecture as we have come to know it. Or anything Half-Life, to be honest. It looks really different.
Yeah. So the story is there's one brave insurgent of a northern city captured by Combine. When his city was fully destroyed, he had to leave it, but he was not alone. He left the city with a group of people, which were saved by the Combine. They were heading north because of the rumors about a forgotten military base, which was occupied by insurgents somewhere in the snowy plains, but nobody knew where it was. So, knowing nothing about the exact location, they began moving. So this is sort of the story of them. It sounds like a really great mod.
Yeah, it sounds like
Yeah,
it
it
has
sounds
a
pretty
lot of
cool.
promise.
And the
I'm worried
screenshots
about
here
the
are-
insurgent thing, though. I mean, I hope this doesn't turn into a mod based on the Iraq War. Insurgents, what the hell? Calm
Might
rebels.
be a little hard, Vic. Get off your soapbox.
What?
The screenshots look great. Just don't look at just the media posts. Look at their images in their gallery there, because I mean it's very atmospheric. It looks great. I
Mhm.
love
Yeah,
snow.
it does.
I love snow so much, and
Canadians.
this is really fantastic.
But yeah, that was the other thing I noticed besides...
You've also got a
the Return
teaser,
of the
by the
Mail.
way. A teaser.
Yeah, they do.
30-second long teaser.
Do they?
It's pretty
Oh,
recent.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's under their videos. It wasn't part of their main video. It wasn't part of
They
their
were
main
hiding
video
it from
post.
us.
They
were.
were. Oh my god, I'm gonna watch this right now. Hopefully it doesn't
This
lag.
has some really terrific modeling and texturing work.
Yep.
Unfortunately, the music is still from Batman or Inception or something.
Well, I'm not playing it with
Awesome.
audio right now, but I am playing the video for the live stream and the video stream. But oh my god, this looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks really slick.
Yeah, Combines, we are scarred no more.
Looking forward to this. Wow.
Always love full life consequences.
For Grenade, where John Freeman to shot them in faces.
We could literally do this all day, so we should get along with the podcast anytime now.
All right, moving on. I want to talk about Lost Squad, which is another mod that I don't think we've covered on Podcast 17. I could be wrong though. Basically, in Lost Squad, you're Barney Calhoun, and the idea is it tells.
Oh, this looks really cool.
Yeah, it tells you
Yeah.
what happened with Barney and why, in their opinion, he's not in Half-Life 2 Episode 2. So you're also a squad member, a squad that's lost. You'll see places from Half-Life 2, Episode 1, Episode 2. Sometimes you'll be helping Gordon Freeman. Sometimes the Citadel will explode, and you'll revisit various places of City 17. So they have some screenshots here on their ModDB profile, and they look really great too. Maybe not the one I'm showing right now, but some of them look really fantastic. Some more outdoor
Oh God,
environments.
they wrote about the Combines in the description again.
They said combines?
Yeah, they
Oh,
say
yeah.
Combines. In
RPG
your
guns.
eyes will explode Citadel 2 times.
Alright, guys.
I'm literally going to
Com-
explode in your eyes.
Combine is a collective plural. Vic and I will help you write your PR for your mod if you need help.
The battle on RPG against Combines, man, and an unusual ending.
Either way, the media looks fantastic.
It does. It does.
I like the way they're kind of basing their stuff on existing Half-Life 2 levels, but applying kind of a new graphical touch and kind of going into stuff we don't really see, like the building interiors.
Mm-hmm.
This is really cool.
Yeah.
Really, really cool.
Okay, Vic, back to you. Anything from you left over in Media Blitz? I have a couple others.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Let me take a quick look at something.
Okay, John, we'll move to you. Anything from you for Media Blitz?
I'm taking a last minute look. Nothing's jumping out at me.
Okay, I have a couple other things that I want to talk about. Space Gardens is...
Stole everything.
Sorry?
Stole everything from us.
Space Gardens is a Portal 2 mod that was released. This should really be under releases and updates. I guess it got confused, but we're gonna follow around to this for next week. I just wanted to mention it. It's a co-op map pack for Portal 2 called Space Gardens, and it's 6 maps long, and it has custom materials, custom music, and full-fledged out story. I have no other information other than that, but I really look forward to playing this. I'm gonna let's play it, and we're gonna talk about it next week. And also from me, Mind World is looking really fantastic. We've talked about them before. It's a first-person action adventure. It has to do with Catherine Evans, who suffers from depression, is looking for answers in her own subconscious mind, which she enters via lucid dreaming. They have a whole bunch of new concept art here on this post. Really fantastic-looking concept art, professional.
Yeah.
And real quick, I just wanted to mention that next week, in their next update, the next update, maybe not next week, they're going to finally show some gameplay footage, which is what I'm really looking forward to from this mod. I really want to see where they're going and what direction they're moving in. So keep your eye on that. Follow them on ModDB. That's Mind World Shattered Dreams.
Like, subscribe, that good stuff.
Tweet.
Hashtag.
Hashtag Mind World. Anything else from you guys?
The players can't see me dying all this much, right?
No.
I mean,
No.
the audience. Okay.
You playing hazardous course?
Yeah,
right now?
yeah. I got past the spinning pipes, but now I'm in the pipe in the wall that has the hole.
Yep.
And you have to jump through it somehow, and I have no idea how you're supposed to do this.
Did you get to the Indiana Jones bit?
Oh yeah, I'm past. No,
Yeah.
no. You know the room that has like the rotating pipes, sort of like they're hanging.
Oh
from the
yeah.
ceiling?
I did
that's
that.
a
I
pipe
did that
puzzle.
in one try,
How?
and I have proof on my.
Oh yeah, because you have the Let's Play. Okay, now I'm in the bit right after that, where part of the pipe is missing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I've seriously got to play this.
That's great.
Yes, you
So
do.
I can see what exactly is getting John, so...
And you can know exactly how better you are than me at video games, because I'm sure just one time you'll get it fine.
It's kind of like our guideline, so we
Yeah.
can tell what we're doing.
But you know what this is? I am stealing the last minute review from Patrick here.
You are.
Yeah. How you like that, you little
Yeah, but
Dickensian
just don't
gutter
slip
snipe?
past it. You know, if you do that, then you really his fame.
I have been tempted. So, well,
Okay, so 10 days ago was April Fool's, and this is the first podcast after the April Fool's, after April Fool's this year, so we're going to talk about some of the April Fool's jokes that came out. Some of them were actually quite good. Topping it off here, the TF2 Wiki, which is awesome.
This is cool.
This is probably my
Yeah,
favorite one, I'd say. They had on the Steam, they had a Steam-powered post here that allowed you, or that tempted you to pre-purchase Ricochet 2. And if you pre-purchased Ricochet 2, or if you bought a 4-pack, you got the circular circle saw.
Circle saw.
Circular circle saw
Yes.
for Team Fortress 2. It's really fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I want Ricochet Source now. I really do.
yeah.
So that
I was really.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was really impressed by the quality of the graphic design on that fake ad.
Yep.
Yeah, these guys definitely know their business. It's really
And-
crafty Team Fortressians.
Yep.
People.
Valve Time had an April Fool's joke as well. They posted an article here saying G-Man playable hero in Dota 2. And actually a lot of people fell for it looking at the comments, or either they're just playing along. But basically what they showed a screenshot here of like him on the hero screen. And he had some skills and special abilities here. And it was a pretty good April Fool's joke. Just a quick little one.
Nice. Love how his skill is adjusting his tie and sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know, somebody told me this was on Steam, but I don't think it was on Steam. I think it was on a different website.
It was on a different website
okay.
entirely.
Yeah,
this was not on Steam.
Yeah.
Valve did nothing.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. But basically,
there were some widespread rumors that Valve was going to do this TF2 thing where they were going to take away everyone's hats on April Fools, but that never actually happened. That would have been really cool.
Anyway, a lot of people actually fell for this because if you went to store.steampowered.com, you'd see the Steam Powered store, which featured a pre-purchase for episode 3. I got the. I'm loading the image right now.
There's one problem. They said it was $60, and the moment I saw that price tag, I would have instantly known it was fake.
And basically, if you clicked it, it was Gabe Newell's troll face. So, so anyway, that was their April Fool's joke. Lambda Generation did an April Fool's joke too. What did you guys do?
It.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, we did
so much.
Yeah, John liked this. He checked it out. So we did it differently from last year. Last year we actually just changed the header image. But this time we actually did a whole new subsite. This is Lamb Chop Generation. Traditional butchers and graziers of the finest standard. So we basically decided that it's getting kind of dull. And we're running about Valve all the time. I'm tired. Been doing it for 2 years. So we're gonna change our focus. Or we were gonna change it. Butcher stuff. That was pretty cool. We even had a little YouTube video.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, Alex did a really great job on this. I'm really proud of the way it turned out. And I did the writing, which I have to admit was actually surprisingly good. As I was writing this, I was actually going, oh, did I write this just now? But yeah, it was a pretty cool April Fool's joke. We didn't really want to do anything, overly Valve related. Or we didn't want to do anything that kind of trespassed in the way of normal browsing. So we settled on this thing just as a homepage.
That's awesome.
It's just watching that video was so awkward and hilarious. It was great.
What is this video?
The instructional butcher video, and it was just
this video actually only had like 10 views, and the moment we got it on there, it got like 200 views.
Nice.
Okay, so some mods. Actually, surprisingly, even after my rant from last week, there weren't a lot of mod-based April Fool's jokes.
Guess they heard you and decided to cancel everything.
Maybe they heard me because I really went on a rant last week.
But the Kingmaker has spoken.
The Zeitgeist did an April Fool's joke, just a little quick one.
Oh, I saw this. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's called "You Can't Stop Progress." I got it loading right now on the stream. And basically what it was just like a whole bunch of features, quote unquote, that they were showing, which were like just terrible things that we always come across with in
like a character model made out of voxels.
Yeah. and of course like ripped textures and missing textures and skyboxes missing.
I love the text on there. It says, "As astonishing as this work in progress image undoubtedly is, we're convinced that you share our feeling of anxiety towards the final result."
And the final thing was, last but not least, Chris, our coder, managed to implement a brand new feature, the external status window, and it's just
Half-Life 2 DivXA has stopped working.
It's awesome. They did a good job. That was funny. I really enjoyed that. And in Sven Co-op always does great April Fool's jokes. They've never missed an April Fool's, and they've been around forever. And this year, Sven Viking posted about Sven Co-op DLC that you can purchase through the Steam store. Basically what it was is it allowed you to like download DLC weapon packs, monster upgrades, the Osprey Black Ops Final, along with some other really cool stuff. Unlockable map area, so you see the screenshot here, you won't be able to pass unless you unlock the map area. And DLC for Blue Shift, Opposing Force, Decay, all sorts of crazy shit. So it was funny.
If Activision had somehow gotten hold of Valve, like back in 1999, I can definitely see them doing something like this. Selling maps and weapon packs and donator stuff for Sven Co-op on Steam.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so discussion. Let's jump on in. Planet Philip poll question 268, and he asks, "Do you think portal mods must, emphasis on must get harder as they progress?" I don't think so.
It certainly helps.
Yeah.
I don't know. As
Phil-
long as it's a fair, okay, different, no, a fair, okay, difficulty curve. Yeah.
Philip makes the argument that that mods don't need to get more difficult as you play through them. They should have like a steady difficulty, and it's trying to find that good level right at the beginning. That makes a mod great. And with portal mods, it should be like the features, like implementing new features into puzzles. They shouldn't be hard to figure out and hard to use. They should just, continue your exploration of the mod. So, I mean, the votes are actually pretty split, surprisingly. It's got 40% no and 32% yes. So it seems people are still on the fence about this sort of stuff. It's an interesting poll question. And following it up, James Partridge, guest writer at Planet Phillip, wrote 7 rules for puzzle builders, continuing the 7 series on Planet Phillip. Number 7, the most important rule of puzzle building is that the player must never be trying to work out what the puzzle is. I don't know if that's necessarily true.
I can see where he's saying that from like a gameplay flow perspective. Like, you always want every next step to feel intuitive.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess I think that applies a little bit more to portal mods than possibly a Half-Life first-person shooter adventure mod. I don't know. I can see the merit of what he's saying.
Yeah. Number 6 is solving the puzzle should require brain work and skill. I believe in that entirely. I think it should require more brain work than skill if it's a puzzle.
Yeah.
But it should include both. Number 5, the game mechanic or logic to solve the puzzle must be known to the player. This is for sure. There was a lot of times in the Cube mod where the logic to solve the puzzle was not known to me at all, and that just ruins the gameplay.
It's like you're completely out of the joke and stuff. So the player does need some contextuality.
Number 4, never punish failure with death. That's a given, I'd say. Number 3, abstract puzzles need forewarning. Now, I'm not sure what he means by that. How would you forewarn a player if a puzzle is abstract?
Well, take Hazardous Course. Just by the opening, you know that it's a wacky place where things don't make sense.
That's true.
And so wacky solutions are what you're going to be needing. I get that.
Okay. Number 2, if you have to give the player a hint, your puzzle needs more work. I'll agree with that. Most definitely. Number 1, only use new puzzles. He says, if you can't think of a new puzzle to go into your map and you think about putting in a puzzle that appeared in the official Half-Life 2 game or of its episodes, for goodness sake, stop. This is a waste of time. Yeah, I guess I'll agree with that, but sometimes I like reworking, like at least tweaking the puzzles a little bit. Like I see a lot of variations of puzzles that we're used to. But it's a good article overall.
Yeah, it was a very interesting read. I like that Philip's been bringing in some new people to write for him.
Yeah. And on that vein, Emmanuel also posted a guest article over at Planet Phillip called The Mass Effect 3 Ending Fiasco, and he compares the Mass Effect 3 ending. He doesn't really go into detail about what happened, but he compares it to possibly us being extremely disappointed with an Episode 3 ending, Half-Life 2 Episode 3 ending. So it's
I can see that.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Yeah?
The thing is with the Mass Effect 3 ending is that it was almost certainly rushed.
Yeah.
Perhaps purposely it was rendered incomplete for controversy. I'm sure that almost everyone can say that this ending controversy has only given Mass Effect 3 more publicity than it could have ever hoped to achieve.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there's been a couple of, more than a couple new sales from this. In fact, I myself had the temptation of actually buying this just to find out what happens.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean,
totally.
That urge. So I think it was EA's influence primarily, and obviously we have seen that there will be a free update.
Yeah, they're
adding
doing the extended edition now.
There will be a free DLC sometime in the summer, I believe, maybe autumn, adding some stuff to the ending. So I don't think Valve was ever gonna rush an ending in that manner. Um, and I almost certainly believe that they're taking enough time with the game in general, so that they can actually look at other stuff that EA, Activision, and all the other developers are doing. They're kind of looking at that and then turning to what they're doing with Half-Life and saying, okay, so how is this going to affect our fan base? And I think it's definitely helping them out in that regard. Maybe taking their time um, with Half-Life is actually working out in more ways than they might have expected it to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, story just means so much to Valve in the first place. I don't think they'd ever do something just brazenly like that, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we got 3 more things on discussion. The first one is John Delancey, the voice of Professor Fitz Quadrangle. The reason we're covering this is because the developer of Quantum Conundrum is the one and only Kim Swift, the original creator.
One of the creators of Portal. Original creators from Digipen, and also did some pretty cool work on Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2.
Yep. So if you're interested in following this game, if you're a Valve fan, you should definitely be following this game, Quantum Conundrum.
And if you're a Star Trek fan, it'll be good to hear John Delancey again.
Yeah, exactly.
Good to know he's getting work.
William, do you recall what Quantum Conundrum is based on? Is it based on a time manipulating mechanic?
No, it's based on shifting dimensions.
Yeah, that's it. So in
because if it was based around time shifting, then that would be really interesting towards Valve fans, because it's actually what Kim Swift came up with at the direct design experiments. That's what she wanted Portal 2 to be.
Yeah. No, this is like John said. Each dimension has its own special property. Like there's a fluffy dimension, for example, where
makes things lighter.
Yeah, it makes things lighter and more cushiony and things like that. So each dimension has its own separate property, and you use the properties of the dimension to solve puzzles.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting to look at. I don't know if I'm super interested in it, but yeah, it's pretty nifty looking. And John Delancey's always fun.
Yeah. Second to last on discussion, The Escapist, Miracle of Sound. We've covered this before, but really they've released this as a redux. It's Gordon Freeman Saved My Life, the audio of that awesome song that we featured here on Podcast 17. But they've re-released it here with a new video and in higher quality, so check it out.
Yep.
And lastly, Stephanie just gave me a brownie.
Fresh from the oven.
I knew I smelled brownies.
Is that a euphemism for something?
No, it's a real brownie.
Don't show that on camera.
Is this from me?
Yeah. The last one is from you. So talk to us about your mini poll, Vic.
I will talk to you. So this is our second monthly mini poll. I don't know why I call it mini poll, but it's a nice name, so we'll stick to it. This new mini poll is what gaming platform do you hate the most? The choices are the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, Nintendo Wii, the Nintendo 3DS, the PSP, the PS Vita, the iOS platform library, the Android OS library, the PC, the Mac OS X, and other handhelds. Poll's going pretty well for starters, although I am worried that there's been some cheating going on. Like at one point I noticed that just in a couple of hours, PlayStation 3 the votes against it have gone up massively. And then they've still been going up very massively, like almost every time the Xbox 360 catches up. And that was the one leading originally. The PlayStation 3 gets another big boost. So I don't know what people are doing, but either way we can't prove it. So I'm hoping it's just us making a mistake in judgment.
Can you vote more than once? 29.
If you, yeah, you can. So we're gonna try to find some alternative methods. We're gonna try to find some alternative methods to prevent that in the future. We found something, and we're gonna implement that in our third mini poll. But we've also got the poll results for the first mini poll. That was, what is the next Valve game you're most anticipating? These results were really interesting because we got almost every conceivable Valve release within the foreseeable future in there. We had Half-Life 3, we had a possible Half-Life 1 remake, we had CS Global Offensive Dota 2, Team Fortress 3, Left 4 Dead 3, Portal 3, Ricochet 2, Gunman Chronicles 2, Dave Defeat 2, SOB, Alien Storm 2, and Ardor. And obviously Half-Life 3 came out on top
Yeah, with
with
75%.
75% of, what was this, about 1,293 votes. So that's a pretty big margin.
Mm-hmm.
Second was Portal 3 with just 58 votes. Then SOB with 39 votes. Then Global Offensive. Then Gunman Chronicles 2. Then Ricochet 2. Then Left 4 Dead 3. Then a Half-Life 1 remake. Then Team Fortress 3 and Dota 2. Then the other option. And in the last places were Dave Defeat 2 and Alien Swarm 2. The other option is where things get really interesting. We had people who put Far Cops, Team Fortress, Brotherhood of Arms, something to do with Half-Life 2's older concept. This is cool. Prospero.
Yeah, Prospero.
Also F-Stop. 4 separate times, a new game / intellectual property. Then, this is kind of the weird corner. Black Mesa Source, Gary's Mod 13, Nuclear Dawn 2, Episode 3, Gay Ben, and Aperture Beginnings. I literally have no idea what people were trying to say with this, but yeah.
Hi, I'm Gay Ben.
So as was all, kind of never going to use the other option again, unless we really have to.
Alright, so is there anything else you guys want to talk about in this week's episode? I think that pretty much covers it all.
Yeah, I think so.
Anything else from you, Vic?
Not really.
Yep.
Got everything down.
Alright, so that's another episode of Podcast 17 in the can. We'll see you guys next week. And like we said, if you're looking for something to do this week, check out Hazardous Course and give New Black Mesaville a shot. So check that out. And we'll see you guys later. Goodbye!
Bye.
Adios, amigos.
And cut.
I'm waving too. Oh.
Oh, I can see that.
Wow.
So yeah,